Hello, everybody. I pray that today finds you doing extremely well. We are going to be on for a good solid hour. And after that, then I will be moving. Today, I am going to kind of open up the lines just a bit. We're going to talk about this debate that is coming on tonight. I think that this is something that is well anticipated. And there are some key things that I think are going to be extremely important for us to be looking out at and focusing on when it comes to this debate. Now, in doing so, it also is going to deal with what's on our heart and what's on our mind. All right. And so I'll open up for some questions in just a bit. Before I do, for those of you that are on with us, we want you to connect right now. And in connecting with us, please make sure these are the 5 ways that you can connect, which is Facebook at Dr. Kevin A. Williams, Instagram, Dr. Kevin A. Williams Official. You have X, which is Dr. KAW Official. You have YouTube, which is at Kevin A. Williams 777. And also you can send us an email. The emails, and I appreciate the subject matter that people are sending us that helps me out quite a bit on what may be on your mind or in your heart. And so you could send that at megabossnews777 at gmail.com, megabossnews777 at gmail.com. Hello to each and every one of you. Let's make sure that we're just having a great discussion. There are ways to be able to give. These are the 4 ways to be able to give. And I'm going to ask you to look at these 4 ways. Cash App, $ Dr. Kevin A. Williams, Zelle, Dr. Kevin A. Williams at gmail.com, paypal.me/ Dr. Kevin A. Williams. And also you can mail it to 1822 Short Road, Greensboro, North Carolina, 27406 in care of Dr. Kevin A. Williams. All right. And if you would, we would ask everyone, this is why we have that Dr. Kevin A. Williams 777. We ask that if you would sow $7 a day. That's what we're asking, is that of those that will and that are willing to do so, then please do so. We have so much that we have to share. And then we're going to also answer some questions when people have those questions. And I'll give you my perspective on that. And then we'll move forward. All right. So let's go ahead and do that right now. These are all the ways to give. Let's make sure that we're giving. If we can get 100 people that are willing to sow, that would be great. But let's go straight into our format. And let's kind of look at really where the country is. I'm going to ask you a question. And the question that I ask you is going to be based on your perspective concerning what do you feel is important in the country right now? What do you feel is important in the country right now? That if you're going to choose a president right now, I don't want you to think about a personality. I don't want you to think about a political party or anything like that. I want to ask you that simple question. When it comes to the next 4 years, what is more important to you than anything the public? And so I want to start putting these answers up here because it gives us better understanding about kind of where we are as a nation and where believers are. So I have one that says the word economy. The next is food prices. Those are the things that are very important. Also, let's see what other answers that we have. Lower taxes. All right. So we have economy, we have food prices, and we have lower taxes. What else do we have, guys? Because I want to write all of these down. See, food prices. Policies, the economy, the borders, inflation. All right, leave that up there just for a second. We have the economy, borders, and we heard that word economy a couple of times. Okay, and borders. I'm writing all of them down. And inflation. All right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got that's important? all right? Uniting the country, avoiding civil war, all right? Unity in U.S. in United States, all right? That's a big one, all right? So let's look, what else do we have up here? Overall welfare of people. I think those things would then address that welfare of people. Let's look at the next. Economy, housing market. I think housing market and education, pay for teachers. All right. Pay for teachers. All right. What else we got, guys? Let's put it up. National security, very big one. National security and education. All right. And we're going to put education all around. So we're going to deal with middle school all the way to college. Safety. All right. We definitely need safety in our country. All right. What else do we have? That we remain the superpower of the world, and the United States, or the US dollar does not lose any more value. Maintain superpower of the world. All right. And also, the dollar does not need to lose any more value. So US dollar keeps its value. This is wonderful. Let's see what else we got. Healthcare. Healthcare is very important to people. Healthcare. What else we got, guys? Equality. All right. Equality, and everybody has their different definitions of equality, but we're going to put that up there because we may have to go in depth into that just a little bit. What else do we have? Immigration. All right. So we have immigration. All right. And what else do we have, guys? Let's look at them. Pro-life. Pro-life is important. Let's go. What else we got? Violence and crime. And that's a big one because we have all kinds of different types of violence. Violence against children, violence against elderly, domestic violence, and then terrorism. So different types of violence. What else do we have? Restoring the integrity of our government. That is restoring, and that's going to be pretty big. Restoring the integrity of our government. All right. What else do we have? All right. Israeli conflict, Russian conflict. All right. That is, I'm writing all of these down because I'm going to pull these out. Israel conflict and Russian conflict. All right. What else we got? Tougher laws. All right. Against pedophiles. All right. Tougher laws against pedophiles. Okay. What else we got, guys? Censorship. All right. I think that's pretty big. What else we got? Religious freedom. Religious freedom. All right. What else do we have? Let's look. Social Security, very important. And what else we got? Student loan debt. Loan debt. What else we got? Decrease job loss, improve job salary, minimum wage. We've got to deal with this minimum wage issue because that minimum wage issue is causing people to have to live in poverty in ways that they should not. Let's look at another. Tougher gun laws. All right. Gun laws. All right. What else we got? I'm gonna take a few more. Human trafficking is a big one. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I think that if we make the results of what happens if you're human trafficking more severe, it may stop people from that. Let's look at a few more. Okay, insurance coverage. So we have insurance coverage, um, um, police brutality. All right, police brutality. Okay, what else do we have? I just want to make sure that we, and I think I see it something like medication costs or something like that. Okay, so medication costs. All right, so these are the things that we will be looking at, and I just wanted to go over here to my folks over here on Instagram and making sure that I'm looking at, and do you have the same views and concerns as everyone else? And yes, okay, so these are the things that we should be watching for and looking for as a citizen. As a citizen, one of the things that we have to make sure that we do is that we're looking for who has the answers that is going to address our concerns, our personal concerns. Who has the answers? So I'm looking at the US dollar losing its value, healthcare, equality, immigration, lower taxes, the concerns about the economy, concerns about the border, unity in the United States, housing is an issue, um, better pay for teachers, national security, education, safety, and making sure that we maintain ourselves as a superpower. Um, this thing with Israel and these wars that we're dealing with, let's consider the fact of all the possibility of that. Let's look at these crime bills and violence and things like that. All of these things we'll be looking for. Now, here's my next question. I don't want you to give me just a name. I want you to tell me, when I ask you this question, I want you to be able to tell me when it comes to, and I'm going to name a name, or I'm going to name a subject. I want you to tell me, who do you believe between um, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump? Who do you believe can handle that particular subject better than the other, and why? Who do you believe can answer that particular subject, and why? The first thing that I want to address is going to be the economy. The economy. Who do you believe can handle the economy best, and why? The economy. And you have to, and some things you may not know. Now, I'm going to say to you that if you're not familiar with that, then don't just say a name and you're not really, you're not invested in that, because you have to know, if I'm going to choose this person, I know why I'm choosing them, or why I'm saying this person is best for the economy. Um, Trump's economy was great. All right. So when you say Trump's economy was great, I'm assuming that you're saying that Trump's economy was great, and you're basing the fact on the 4 years that he was in office, how it impacted or affected you. All right. So we have, and what we have is we have a former president and we have a vice president. Now, let's look. Let's look at what we have. Kamala, because she is more sensitive to the needs in general, to people. All right. So sensitive to the needs of general people. I still want to give some more insight on that when it comes to the economy. Period. Now, the reason I'm only saying this, is because when you say sensitive to the needs of people, that actually could be an answer for education. That could be an answer for police brutality. That could be an answer for immigration. So that's why I'm asking, guys, if you give me just a little bit more detail, because I want you to be able to know why. It's one of the things that I've always understood: not only know what you believe, but know why you believe it. So if someone attacks you based on your perspective of something, you should be able to answer why you believe that. All right. So here we go. Going with the lesser of two evils, Kamala, because I believe Trump reaped the benefits of the previous president's economy, and he didn't have much of an impact, in my opinion. Great, great. Because I want everybody, that's the kind of thing that I want. I want people to be able to look at that. So what is stated right here is that, and this is what I'm thinking is stated, and I hope that I read it right. Put it back up so I can make sure that I look at it. I believe Trump reaped the benefits of the previous president's economy. So that means that you believe that he reaped the benefits from Obama's economy, and he didn't have much of an impact, in my opinion. All right, now, so let's look at it. Let's look at the next person. Let's find out what we got. A very good conversation that we're having. Jonathan says Trump because he is a businessman and he wants to always make money. All right. So as a result, that's why Jonathan believes that he's going to be better for the economy. Give me someone else. Trump, he understands business and he understands negotiating. All right. So let's look at it, because in this tonight, these are things that we're going to be looking at. Give me just one or two more, and then we'll go for it. Former President Trump on the economy because it is proven of lower food, gas taxes, and interest rate. Okay. I agree with that. All right, go ahead. Trump's interest rate was down. Inflation was low. Businesses were booming. Excellent, excellent. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking for, guys. Thank you so much. Kamala, because she has the common person in mind and not the elites or upper class. All right. So, and then when we do that, like I said, to be fair on both sides, I want us to be able to give us some level of evidence of what they've done. This is why I'm saying that, because we have the luxury of knowing that both of them have been in office. One is a president, one is a vice president. So we want to make sure that we have a good history, a good solid base on why we believe what we believe. If somebody asks me, am I saved? I say yes. And if they ask me, why do I believe what I believe? Then I go into my conviction and I go into my full belief. That's the same thing that I want you to do when it comes to when you're talking about these presidents and things like that. Why? Go ahead. Let's pull up the next one. Trump can address more than 50% of our concerns, being that he has the power and relations to move our country forward from the direction it appears to be going, such as civil war and the demise of the U.S. All right. So Trump can address all of these things, 50% of our concerns, being that he has the power and relations. So he does have a lot of powerful relationships. He does have a lot of powerful relationships. Now, just recently, they said that Vladimir Putin, and people are, there's a pro and a con for that. They said Vladimir Putin said that he is pushing for Kamala. And before everybody celebrates that, let's ask ourselves the question, what is the why in that? What is the why? And I'll be very interested to hearing that a little bit later on. Let's look at some of these other questions that's here. All right. Trump do tariffs being placed on countries that owe the USA. All right. He will. Now he's all about getting our money back. I'm only saying Trump because he has experience in different parts of the economy over the years and has made some advances with his knowledge in the market and economy for the United States. Excellent, excellent answer, excellent answer. And again, it doesn't matter who you choose to me. I just want to know why you are choosing them. All right, that's why I said excellent answer. All right, Trump does not care about anyone but himself. Like someone said before, his was reaping the benefits of Obama's work and still ended up leaving the economy in a worse position than Bush. I would love to see those, because I want to see. So if you could get me some statistics of what you're talking about, because we're talking about economy. I want to make sure that we're talking in certain things. All right. And we have to also ask ourselves the question, let's look at where we are right now in the economy. We have Biden and Kamala in the economy. And so on economy, is our economy good in your opinion? Let's see about that. Was our economy good when Trump was in office? Let's see about that. Let's see where we are. I like the statement that somebody said, I have to deal with the lesser of two evils. And that means that I don't know if anybody is 100%, and there may be, I'm quite sure there are, but 100% satisfied with their choices. I don't know if everybody is 100% satisfied with their choices, but there are a lot of people that are thinking that I'm choosing the lesser of two evils. And so let's look at a couple of more before I put another subject up outside of the economy. Nobody respects Kamala with foreign affairs or war. All right. So that is that may be very true. I'm dealing with the economy right now, but we're going to get to that one. We're going to get to that one. So let's look. Kamala is a better candidate because Trump dropped the ball with the pandemic. He said COVID was a hoax. He took funding away from the World Health Organization. He gave horrible medical advice, such as injecting yourself with bleach. As a nurse, I took care of many victims, and I had loved ones that died because of his lack of response. We can't afford for that to happen again. All right, so I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. But it looks like I need to move away from the economy because I keep trying to focus on the economy, and we're talking about other things. So then let's pull this up. Give me one more up because I wanted to hit the economy, and y'all are really getting me outside of economy. All right, so Juwan says, do you think the economy was inevitable to hit the place that it's at, regardless of who was president right now? Very good question. I believe that in some areas, yes, and in some areas, no, because when you're dealing with Congress and you're dealing with Senate, because even though a president is leading, we still have two governing bodies that have to make major decisions on, our state economy and then our national economy and things like that. So those senators and congressmen and things like that have to be convinced, and them being convinced is a dollar and cent situation. And so, was it inevitable? That's a toss up. Some things would be inevitable, and some things would not be, because people just got to learn while they're in office. Give me someone else. All right. Let's look at what we got. What do we got? What is our next one? Well, the Biden administration has capitalized on policies that were passed and implemented during the Trump administration. That is a fact. Yes, that is a fact. All right. So let's look. Let's look. Give me another one. Let's look at economy. All right. Trump will allow for more pipelines, which generates jobs and helps with our oil supply. The United States, does need we need a stronger base of oil supply, and some collaborators with the United States are no longer collaborating with the United States in the way that they were. Saudi Arabia being one of them, and we're going to need to, even though the United States does have oil, and we do have oil. But that oil, I think, will only last, I think something that I read will last about 50 years. And that's not a lot. That's not a lot. So let's look at the next. I found information stating Trump inherited Obama's administration. Obama's administration when it comes to the economic benefits. I can't add the screenshot in the chat though. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Because the thing that I want to make sure that we do, and that is that everything that you're saying is causing, and this is for all of you, everything that you're saying is causing everybody to think about the choices that they have either made or leaning towards when it comes to a presidential candidate. Tonight, when they're in the debate, these are the things that we need to be looking for. Here's the next thing that I want to ask you. And that is, who do you think is the better candidate when it comes to lowering taxes? Who do you think is the better candidate when it comes to lowering taxes? Who do you think is the better candidate when it comes to lowering taxes? Who is the better candidate? All right. Um, who is the better candidate? And Trump, as he comprehends the financial economic realm tremendously well, and is more strategic as it pertains to that realm, um, as also. All right. So I think that what we're saying here is that, um, in that regard, for this person, Trump would be the better person. So let's look at who is better at lowering taxes. Who is better at lowering taxes? Go ahead. Let's put it up there. Trump. He's already proved that. All right. Let's look at someone else. All right. There aren't any good candidates so far because they all raise taxes eventually. Very good point. Let's look at someone else. Just based on the information that's there now, I would say Trump. That being said, is the vice president. Is the vice president so her? Um, Let me read that. Maybe I read it wrong. Just based on the information that's there now, I would say Trump. That being said, is the vice president so her? So I'm saying I'm assuming that it's saying Trump would be the better person to lower taxes. Vice president does not have, um, and I think that, let me go to the bottom here. Let me show this. She is the vice president, so she doesn't have a record to pull on. All right, now I got it. I got it now. All right. So with that being said, she does not have a record to pull on, but should a vice president, this is only a question, should a vice president be able to show, especially if they're going for presidency, should they be able to show some things that they've added, as a point of reference of when they were in office, even though as the vice president, what they helped to do. Now she does have that, she does have that option. She does have that option to be able to say, this is my record of where I stand when it comes to President Joe Biden. And this is what I've asked him to do. This is my record, whether he did it or not. This is what I told him that I think is best to do. Should that be something that is exposed that may reveal the mindset of the vice president? All right. Because right now, I think there are a lot of people that are split. And I think that it's okay to be split right now because we somewhat know what we're getting with Trump. We're not fully in knowledge of what we're getting with Kamala for this reason. She is the vice president and not the president. Now, if this was Trump and Biden, we know what we're getting with both of them. But we're not really sure what we're getting with Kamala. Kamala could be the best thing that could ever happen, and she could be opposite of that. I'm not sure. Let's pull something up and let's see. Yes, they should. So we can have something to go off of instead of just what she plans to do. I agree. I agree. We need to be able to see some level of history of, what is there, what we're going off of, what is the authentication of what you're able to do. So, in my opinion, I do believe that Kamala should pull some things out to prove. And let's say that, of what she did while she was in California and things like that, we got to be able to pull something to say, what is there? If you don't have anything, and there are people that have come up and say, well, I don't have anything to prove, then in turn, you've got to have then a plan that in that plan can be so comfortably executed that we can say, with that, now I can go with that. Okay, because we got to be able to understand that. Pull it up. Pull the next one up. Yes, and I think tonight will be a good time for her to bring that to the forefront. Now that I agree, I 100% agree. I think that Kamala will do herself a disservice. This is my opinion. I think she will do herself a disservice if she's going after just trying to attack Trump. I think that she's going to do herself better in the eyes of people as a presidential candidate if she's not so much trying to fight Trump as she is trying to prove that she's qualified for the job. Because we do know that Trump is going to figure out a way to come at her, and how she handles him is going to tell us, as the first female president of the United States, how she will handle the bad boys of the world and how they may respond. All right? Very important, very important. Let's take a look. Give me another. Kamala would be a scary wartime president. We would be doomed. We're already seen as weak, but with her, we could be taken over easily. That is wow. Yeah, that is that's a very, very, very strong look at that. Now, I'm not sure if we would be completely doomed for this reason, because when you are president, it doesn't mean that you are king. All right, we still have to go through chain of command. There are Kamala, if she's going to be, or if Trump is going to be president, whoever's going to be president, they have to listen to the people that are experts in those areas. You would be foolish to go into a war and not listen to your generals. You'd be foolish to go into a war and not sit down with Congress and Senate and say, what is going to be best for the United States? And is this going to threaten the United States in any kind of way? That is a conversation. Very good. I love this. Let's pull up another. Maybe this is my imagination, but when the Republicans get in office, the rich seem to get richer and the poor get poorer. Take my chances on Kamala. All right. All right. Then we're talking about, and that's perfectly fine. We're talking about lowering taxes. Who can lower the taxes? Who can lower the taxes? All right. I'm gonna try one more time, and if not, I'm just gonna move on. Trump will only give tax breaks to the wealthy. Those of us with black jobs would be left out by Trump. Oh, Lord have mercy. Those of us with black jobs, all right? All of us over here, I got a black job. You got a black job. All right. So I think that very good perspective, and let's look at for both sides, let's look at why we think the way that we think. All right. So give me a bit more before I go to my next subject, because my next question is going to be probably major. All right, for everybody. All right. Somebody asked a question, and this is Green Eye. Let me see. Let me pull this up. All right. Pastor, will other countries respect her as a female president? There are two sides to that, in my opinion. One is that we have to look at other countries that have had female presidents and see what kind of interactions they have had with other superpowers of the world. And those female presidents, if they got large beneficial response or if they didn't, I think that would determine for us where possibly she would stand. Because when I'm thinking about female presidents, female prime ministers, I'm thinking about also temperaments. All right. And so if you're going to deal with other countries, your temperament as a lady has got to be of such that is strong, but not overly aggressive, that it seems to that another from another country, it would seem to be disrespectful. And I would say, especially with those Middle Eastern countries, Okay. That's my thought about that. Okay. Because teaching is clearly a black job. I love y'all. I mean, I love you. Give me another one. Tell me how you really feel. All right. Trump has proven already to let the wealthy get tax breaks. Um, I've read up and seen recently where Kamala plans to help out home buyers, child tax credits, and startup businesses. All right. So that is great. I will say, now here's my next question. Who do you think is going to be better on healthcare? That's a big question. Who do you think is going to be better on healthcare? Because these are all things that you need to be looking for tonight in the debate. Who's going to be better on healthcare? Yep. Yep. Who's going to be better on healthcare? Uh-huh. Let's pull it up. Neither. Wow. Wow. I love it. I love the honesty. All right. Let's pull it up. Let's see the next one. Harris is going to be better on healthcare. We're doomed. Neither one. We're doomed. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's look at it. Um, honestly, no faith in either one. This is very good. Kamala on healthcare. All right. Tell me why. Tell me why. Trump, because Kamala takes a socialist approach about everything. Very good perspective. Very good perspective. All right. Very, very interesting perspective that we have to look at. All right. I can't honestly say that is extremely fair. That's extremely fair. Let's take a look and see here because we've got, wow, let me see. Somebody said I feel Harris will be better. She has the interest of the middle class. In my opinion, the middle class pays most of the taxes. That is from our Instagram. And I'm looking over here. Let's look and see what we got. Let's see what we got. Kamala, she was already instrumental in lowering cost for certain medications, such as insulin. That is good. That is good. Let's look at somewhere else. I did not have health care under Trump, but due to the affordable health care, I had coverage enduring the pandemic. The pandemic. People who were against it were able to have coverage. All right. So let's look. What's the next one? Let's look at what we got. I believe Trump is more flexible on an individual having health care of their choice, where Harris wants universal coverage for all, but there is a catch to that, and it will not work. A very good perspective for those of y'all that are not really understanding. Let's look at the fact that what this person is saying is that their conviction or their belief is that Kamala wants a more of a like an overall governmental health care, while Trump wants you to have individual health care, and there are pros and cons to each. Let's look at let's go ahead and pull it up. What is the next? What is the next? Kamala, because Trump wanted to get rid of Obamacare and privatize the VA medical system. And we've got to make sure that we take care of our military and our vets. We have to. We have to. It is heartbreaking to me. It is very heartbreaking for men and women to put their lives on the line for our country. And then after it's over, our country is not taking care of them like we should. Somebody said, hey, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Oh, gosh. Y'all are too funny. All right, what else we got? Put it up here. Let's see. Put it up here. Let's see. With Trump, even though we do not condone abortion, some women will still want one. Under Trump, women will be going back to the days when women had to perform self-abortions with hangers in alleys. Wow. That would be very sad and detrimental to women's reproductive health. Wow. Wow. Major, major statement, major statement, major statement. All right. Major statement. And so both of them have been very vocal of how they feel about because when you're dealing with abortion and you're dealing with pro-life and different things like that, all of those, whether we want to accept it or not, are healthcare issues. They are healthcare issues. And you've got to make a decision about who's going to be better for you concerning your concerns. All right. When it comes to healthcare, when it comes to economy, when it comes to, and here's my next subject, who is going to be better and somebody put something up here. I want to show this for a second. Said that is not true. Trump gives abortions up to 8 weeks. And so all of these things, though, all of these questions, I'm going to say, and these thoughts are things that we need to be considering when we're watching tonight. I would even challenge every individual to make a list of things that you're concerned about so that when those things are answered, you put the answer right beside them. Whether you like it or not your interpretation, write down what they said because you can hold them to what they said. All right. Who is going to be better in education and why? Who will be better on education and why? Who's going to be better on education and why? All right. Who's going to be better on education and why? Let's look. Looks like we are. Ooh, it's lining up. Kamala all day. Trump wants to do away with the Board of Education. And as an educator, that does not work for me. Okay. Give me the next person. Kamala, because she has Waltz to help her. All right. Next, Trump is for school choice. Take your tax money with you to your school district. Okay. Next, Trump because he wants to keep the drag queens out. Okay. Next, I think it's important to observe a person's character. Their character says a lot about them. It does. Next, Kamala. We all remember Trump's choice devos. Not only was she inexperienced, but it was clear she had no interest in bettering public schools. Wow. Let's look. I love it. I love it. I love the honesty. Trump because he wants to get rid of gender confusion and teaching children inappropriate materials. All right. Next, the U.S. is so low on the scale that if either one does anything positive in that area, it would be a blessing. Bam. Wow. Next, Harris, she's educated. Okay. Next, Trump vocally has stated several times that LGBTQ studies does not need to be in elementary, middle, or high school, and certain subjects should be left to the parents. All right. Let's get next, guys. Kamala and Waltz, especially since Waltz was a former educator himself. Hopefully, they will work together to increase the pay for all educators. All right. Next, let's look. Oh, not Trump. Donald Trump. What I'm going to do. One of the first acts, and this is where I need an Elon Musk. I need everybody. I need somebody that has a lot of strength and courage and smarts. I want to close up Department of Education, move education back to the states. Okay, let's look. All right. So I've got a few more minutes. Now, I would have to agree with Trump on taking out this gender stuff. It should be optional, not forced. I'm 1000% on support on that. I really am. Trump does not want Black history, especially slavery, to be taught in schools. He feels slavery was good for the economy and helped Black people. All right. Very, very, very crazy statement. Because if slavery is a part of the history of the United States, then teach it. Then teach it. One more, and then I'll ask my last question. Because what I'm seeing over here, education, I would say Harris, with knowing Trump's plan for Project 2025. That is a very good. That's a very good statement. When I ask the question to everybody, because even though Trump has publicly distanced himself from Project 2025, do we still feel that Trump is involved with Project 2025 in some kind of way? Do we feel that he's involved with Project 25 in some kind of way? Okay. Very good. Let me go over here to Instagram. Instagram says Harris, because she supports public education. Statistics have shown that the U.S. is #1 in the world because of allowing every American to get a free education. All right. Trump, as I believe, he will take the stance related to his previous stance, which was to forgive educational debt. Again, I believe this was the previous stance. All right, so let's look. Tell me what we got. Put it up here. Let's see. Now, just on Instagram looking, I still feel he's involved. Okay. Who else? Absolutely. All right. Who else? Yes, I feel he is involved. Okay. Who else? Donna. Yes. Everybody's saying absolutely. All right. Trump is not attached to Project 2025. That is something that far left wants folks to believe. All right. Let's look at the next. I feel he has some involvement. Let's look at the next. Yes, Trump always throws rocks and hides his hands. Let's look at the next. Yes, he may be the silent partner in it. All right, let's look at the next. Yes, Trump is still very much involved with Project 2025. He lies all the time. Let's look at the next. His CEO resigned over 2 weeks ago since it was found out. Let's look at the next. Absolutely. I believe he is still connected to Project 2025 and will act upon it if he is elected. All right, let's look at the next. I believe he's involved. I believe he's involved. There is no way they would have printed that had he not known about it first. And everybody that was involved is writing it work for him and involved with him in. Okay. All right. I think we got that one. All right. Part 125 is the Heritage Foundation idea and concepts. Trump has made it clear he has nothing to do with it, but the media has done a great job in pinning it on him. All right. One or two more. Yes, I do believe that Trump is deeply involved with Project 2025. He was power. All right. Give me two more. Yes, I believe he will carry out ideas in 2025 plan. He holds true to his word, like it or not. And give me one more. Hard to believe when Trump composed the Platinum Plan. I don't hear the left talking about that one. Boom, in Cosmia. That is also, and that is a major point. Those who don't know anything about the Platinum Plan, you need to go and take a look at the Platinum Plan, and you'll see what she's talking about. All right, no, I've got 8 minutes. I'm going to open this up for just questions of people that you may have for about 3 or 4 minutes. After that, then then we'll move on and close it out. The debate is going to be. I think this is probably going to be the most watched debate that we've had probably in the last 50 years. This is going to be major. This debate is going to be major. This debate is going to be major. This debate is going to be major. All right. And so that means that all of these things, and we need to, and this is what I need everybody to do, make a list. Make a list of all of the things that you're concerned about. Let's see what Donna has to say right there. All right. When he became president in 2017, he had no transition plan. Project 2025 is the response to avoid that if he is elected. Interesting thought. I'm letting you all, I want you all to have that voice on the platform, because the voice on the platform causes people to be able to think in a different kind of way. I could tell that some people are pro Trump, pro Kamala, but it gives everybody their perspective. Will you do a follow-up live afterwards? I just may do that. Let me tell you what I have to do. I have to go and teach in Raleigh tonight. Our church is on vacation this week, so I'm going up there by myself. Do I believe that probably some members going to show up? Probably, but I'm going up there by myself just to teach, and so it's also going to depend on if I can get back in time, and that means that I'm driving myself. So that means that I have to be able to look at this and see. If I don't do it tonight, late tonight, then I may do it tomorrow. So I can be comfortable to say that I want to do a follow-up on this. I just don't know if I'm going to do it tonight. All right. So I've got 5 more minutes. I got my pen and paper. My wings are marinating right now for this debate. It's going to be, I agree. It is going to be that kind of like nail biting kind of situation, because both of them are going to be up under fire. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not believe it's going to be an easy cakewalk for either one of them. I'm telling you, it is not going to be an easy cakewalk for either one of them. I think they're getting ready to go toe to toe. And this is almost like a boxing match. Almost a boxing match of words, a boxing match of theory, a boxing match of politics, a boxing match of structure. This is going to be a boxing match. And so I think this is going to be a very different kind of debate, especially if Trump is thinking now, and I don't think that he is, but Trump is not going to have the same kind of debate with Kamala that he had with Joe Biden. It's not. He's not. He's not. And that means that it is going to prove, tonight is going to prove, number one, who's ready. Who's ready? Who's ready? And I mean, you can't get in your feelings, you can't get in your emotions, because if you get in your feelings and get in your emotions and start going off, then that also says the temperament that you may have when it comes to dealing with other dignitaries in the world. You got to be balanced on this one. You got to be balanced on this one. And I promise you, it is not going to be a nice party. I don't think they're going to play nice. I think Kamala, she's going to use her expertise when it comes to, let's say, legal debating and things like that, and whatever experience she has in law. I think Trump is going to take the same expertise that he has, that he pulls from negotiating and doing deals. So it's the same style. Think about it. It's the same style, because one style is dealing with how you fight a case in a courtroom. Another style is dealing with how do you fight for a contract in a boardroom. Same style. They're just coming from two different angles. They're coming from two different angles. What questions you got? Because I got, 2 minutes and I got to go because I got to get to Raleigh. All right. As a sitting VP, Kamala Harris gives her position on different policy subjects. If it is not in agreement or is opposite of Biden, who she works for right now, she still has a job to do as VP. I think, I agree, but I think that Kamala is going to be, she's going to be the next president regardless. And let me tell you why, before you all jump on me on that. Let me tell you why. She'll be the next, in my opinion, she'll be the next president, even if she loses the election. You know why? You go ahead and pull that down. You know why I believe that? I believe that Joe Biden would be willing to then resign to give Kamala, let's say she lost the election. He resigned to give Kamala the last 2 months of his presidency just so that she could be named the first female president. And he would say that I was able to do that. I think that that is a very, very strong possibility. And I think that it is probable to happen. Some may think differently. That is my thought. All right, guys. I pray that today, I pray that today, y'all put some funny things up. I pray that today has made you think differently. Let's open up our ears, open up our eyes, and be able to see. Make sure, all right, this is my favorite water here, LeBlue water. And somebody asked me, why did I like LeBlue so much? Let me tell you why I like LeBlue so much. The reason I like LeBlue so much is because a lot of other waters have expiration dates. LeBlue doesn't. LeBlue doesn't. And I tell you something else. LeBlue will deliver to your house. And so if you call LeBlue, tell them Kevin Williams sent you. You'll be surprised at their response. Tell them Kevin Williams sent you, and tell them you want to order some water at your house. You'll be very surprised at their response. And tell them that Kevin Williams said hello. All right. So I've got, and I did not know that LeBlue knew me. It was just, I called up there because I order water. I called up there and they said to me, wow, you're on the phone. I was like, what in the world? And they started telling me how many people have learned about their water. There are some places in the United States that does not have LeBlue water. LeBlue has talked to me and told me that if in turn you do not have LeBlue water in the state that you are in, they're willing to even consider to send water to that state and work out something with a company in that state just because of this podcast. Can you believe that? That's a lot of favor. All right. I said, come on, sponsorship. Yeah. So blessings to each and every one of you. And it's called LeBlue water. LeBlue water. All right. So tell them that Kevin Williams sent you. And I promise you, and some of you people saying, wow, yes, they will. They're willing to negotiate that with stores in your areas. I think California may not have it, but California, if you want it, they're willing to negotiate, and I'm willing to help. All right. And they know that. All right. So God bless you. I've talked to the powers that be at LeBlue, and it's just been a blessing, and they're very kind people. All right. Wonderful to all of you. Wonderful day to all of you. And let's see what's going to happen on tonight on this debate. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day and take care, each and every one of you. And God bless.